26-year-old Diane Peebles thought that she'd found the love of her life when she met and married a 26-year-old Sri Lankan hotel worker. And despite the age gap, Diane left behind her life in the UK and moved abroad to be with her husband.
What followed was 2 years filled with pain, misery and even murder. But thankfully, Diane recently returned to the UK and she's here now to tell her story. Welcome, Diane. First of all, I'm so sorry that you have gone through this situation, because this is just awful. Priyanjana, that's right, that was your late husband's name. You met on holiday in Sri Lanka. So tell me, how did this start? You were on holiday, he was working at the hotel. How did you kind of strike that sort of romantic relationship?
It wasn't romantic at first. He asked for my mobile number, which I gave him, then he asked for my address. And it wasn't until after I was back home that we started texting and Skyping. And
so it was more of a friendship, first of all. And his English was very limited, wasn't it? So you did a lot over text rather than speaking on the phone, is that right?
That's right.
When did he ask you to marry him?
He mentioned it in April on a phone call. He mentioned marriage.
And so you flew back in June 2012 and you got married, but you didn't really realise until the last minute what was happening. What happened there?
Yeah, well, the night before he kept saying, tomorrow engagement, and he was very happy and excited.
Right.
And then the next day we went to the registry office and I thought, because I was a foreigner and we were getting engaged, I thought that we had to register it.
Right.
You know.
So, in actual fact, you were standing there in a registry office about to get married.
Yeah.
And you decided then you were going to carry on and go through with it.
Yeah, I did.
Why?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you feel uncomfortable? Was marriage what you wanted at that point?
Probably was, yeah.
But were you lonely?
Yeah, I was very lonely.
Yeah. I mean, you have a massive heart, quite obviously, because what happened next is, you know, so the way this all worked out, you flew back again here, and you're obviously in communication, and then he started to ask for money.
Yeah.
How much do you think you sent him?
A few £100 to start off with before I went to live there permanently.
Yeah.
Right.
And then eventually, when you did move back, you were buying a house together. You got I think you bought him a minibus as well.
Yeah, that's
right. So you were, I think it was about £100,000 of your life savings that you spent on him, and he was spending less and less and less time with you.
That's right, yeah.
Did you wonder where he was?
I did wonder where he was. I didn't know where he was when he wasn't at home, you know.
But then you found the marriage certificate, another marriage certificate.
Yeah.
And found out that he actually had got another wife.
That's true.
And she was 18 years old.
Yeah.
And that's where he was.
Yeah, I think so.
And you'd met her prior to that, is that right?
Yeah.
You'd met this woman?
I'd met her the year before they got married. She came over to my house with a cup of tea from his mother. Because she obviously wanted to see who I was, you know.
So, and then I'm assuming you questioned him on this, and what was his response?
He said it was his brother's marriage certificate, but I knew it wasn't because it was his signature on it.
Well, then it gets so much worse because he's spending a lot of time away, less and less time with you now because the cat is well and truly out of the bag.
Yeah.
And then you hear that he has been brutally murdered.
Yeah.
Do you know, and for that we're terribly sorry, because even though he'd done all this to you, he was still a friend, you were still very close to him.
Yeah.
And what were the circumstances?
He was at a friend's house, and after he got murdered, I was told that people were jealous because he had a house and he had the minibus, he also had a tuk-tuk, and they maybe thought he was rich, you know.
Well, he was pretty wealthy because you'd given him so much, I suppose. Dealing with his death, obviously traumatic for you and for the family and for his other wife as well. But then his family changed completely and wouldn't let you out. You're not allowed down the beach. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't have friends. You couldn't do anything at all. So essentially you were held prisoner.
Yeah.
And
why?
I don't know. They just wouldn't let me go anywhere.
Were they telling you that you were at risk to danger because of the situation, because of people may think you have money? Is that right?
Yeah, that's what they sort of said. It's too dangerous to go out.
But then, did it end up that they were asking for money from you?
Yes, yeah.
Was there a point where you thought, I've been such a mug?
Yeah, I did. All my friends and family told me not to come over, not to go over there, you know. But I thought he loved me and I loved him, you know, and you do silly things when you're in love, you know.
You made some good friends over there,
Yeah.
which is why you said you haven't fallen out of love with the country. You would like to go back and see your friends.
Yes.
They managed to get you out. One of them was a policeman,
Yeah.
and they got you out of the family and
Yeah.
got you back. So you're back here now. Do you have any money left at all?
No, I've got nothing.
How are you living now?
Got a very small pension from my old work.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm living on.
Do you still have a house in Sri Lanka?
I've still got the house, although it's not in my name, it's in my husband's name.
So
And I'd
there's-
have to go back there if I wanted to try and get them to sell it.
And do you think there's any chance you'll get the money out of that house?
I don't know. I've got friends that are willing to help me to do that,
Yeah.
you know.
Are you ready to do that yet?
Not yet, no.
No.
No, because I've not got the money to go back over there yet anyway, but...
And emotionally, it's a very big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What advice would you give? Well, I was going to say, advice would you give to you if you
Yeah.
could jump in when you were on that holiday? What would you have said to yourself?
Don't get involved with the locals because they're all very poor, you know, and I know a lot of them are looking to marry European women because they think we're all rich. And I wasn't rich, although maybe in their eyes I was rich.
Yeah.
I was quite well off, you know, and now I've got nothing.
And to anyone who'd be going on holiday next summer and might fall in love, bit of Shirley Valentine type of thing, what do you
Yeah.
say to them?
Don't get involved with them.
Be very careful.
Be careful, yeah.
I'm so sorry
So
that
sorry.
that this has happened, but I mean, you're very brave to come and sit on our sofa and talk to us about it
Yeah.
and highlight this issue. It happens a lot. You're not the first person that we've interviewed in these circumstances, and sadly, I don't think you'll be the last either. But thank you, and I
And
hope
you're
things-
safe,
I
which
think
is very good.
Hopefully, you'll find the one you love soon, and
Yeah.
you'll be looked after like you
Can I
should. be.
just say one thing? I want to say thank you to my friend Moira. She sent me the money for my ticket back home.
To get home.
Yeah.
Good friend. That's what you need in this sort
Yeah.
of situation, right?
We've been friends since primary school, so
Well, you needed her, that's for sure.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much indeed.
Thanks very
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you.